Welcome to the 2026 final pitch event for Byram Health Startup Program. I would like to thank Dr. Lamia in the audience there, Dr. Kaltenecker, Dr. Cunningham, Mr. Walsh, the Board of Ed, I know we have Ian right next to her, for all of their support, as well as our coaches, our mentors, and the BHEF for their continued support in this program, which is now in its 4th year. We are so excited to have members of the Byram Hills community see the great work of our young entrepreneurs this year. These teams have worked since September developing a product to solve their problem while also developing a plan to bring the product that they created to market. The 5 teams you will see here this afternoon represent the best products and pitches to emerge from this year's rigorous selection process. Each team will have about 6 minutes, so we're on a tight time frame, to pitch their product, followed by questions from our panel of judges. Then the judges will select a winner. The winning group will be submitted as our school's representative in the Incubator National Pitch event with the chance of being a national finalist and competing in Chicago this summer. Good luck, teams. There will also be some audience participation, so at the end of the presentations, while the judges are deliberating, you'll have the opportunity to select the team that you believe did the best job, and that team will be given the Audience Choice Award. First up, we have a 2-in-1 athletic recovery wrap that combines the compression with hot and cold therapy, helping athletes target soreness, injuries, and muscle pain while staying comfortable, mobile, and ready to keep performing. Please welcome Bandage.
What's going on, everyone? We are Bandage. We are 2-in-1 heating, cooling, and compression wrap. I'm John Brescio.
I'm Alexander Safai.
I'm Andrew Timas.
And I'm Charlie Knoxville.
And we are Bandage.
All right, so judges, let's start with the problem. So the overall problem is going to be soreness. People have very busy schedules, and they don't have enough time to fully rest or recover before their next event or activity. Now, some people just try resting, but resting is not nearly as effective as other recovery methods.
Now, judges, imagine having one wrap that can help you recover anytime, anywhere. With our 2-in-1 design, users are able to use targeted compression along with heating or cooling therapy, allowing for a quicker and more convenient recovery. Whether you're a busy student, an athlete, or even a stay-at-home mom, this product is perfect for you as it allows you to recover on your own flexible schedule. This product also allows you to stop focusing on multiple recovery products and focus on one that helps you feel at your best at all times.
You may be asking yourself, why 2-in-1? Pretty much, heating and cooling are great by themselves, and they both have their individual benefits. When you add compression on top, it increases blood flow and increases all the benefits.
As 4 high school athletes, we know what our target consumer wants in a wrap. This includes athletic performance, style, recovery, and flexibility all in one.
Now that you know who Bandage is, it's time to learn about our customer. We have a very large total addressable market, which is people who are prioritizing physical health, but we have a lot of different subcategories. College athletes, busy parents, gym trainers, gym goers, runners, recreational athletes, casual walkers, and high school athletes.
We've found that the average New York citizen spends around $75 yearly on recovery products. This brings our total addressable market to around $1.5 billion. Our service addressable market is the same thing, except just the total of active people in Westchester, brings our service addressable market to $75 million. Our service obtainable market is high school and college athletes in Westchester. This brings our service obtainable market to $375,000.
Although we have a very large total addressable market, we want to target the one that is most familiar with us, high school athletes. One of our marketing campaign strategies is Bandage Player Night, where we interview the best Byram Hills athlete from the week prior. By doing this, we hope to convert customers into potential buyers.
All right, judges, now we're going to pass around some prototypes. So Andrew's going to pass around these prototypes, and they have a cooling pack already on the inside, so you can simulate the real feel of the wrap. And of course, when you're using this wrap at your house, you're going to be taking the cooling pack out of the freezer, so you will feel this cooling more. Or if you're taking a heat pack, you're going to feel it more as well. And you'll see we passed out 3 similar wraps, but they're all a little bit different in size, as every person needs a different size. So we're gonna grab your attention back if possible, just to go over the pricing quickly. So you'll see that outer material is gonna be this compression sleeve that's on the board. And that material is gonna be $16. And we were able to cut that material in half and make 2 prototypes out of it. And then the same thing with that thermal barrier pocket material, which is gonna be that compression stocking, which is $27. And we were able to cut that into 6 pockets to make 6 different prototypes out of it, meaning that our prototype costs about $12.50 to make. Then going into our selling price, so currently our competition for your standard everyday compression wrap is between $12 and $40, which is why we believe that Band Edge should be between that $45 and $70 range, as we want to be that top of the line product with featuring that 2-in-1 capability. So now we'll just go back to the first round of prototypes. So you'll see we were able to use the same outer material compression wrap and that same thermal barrier pocket material, which we were able to finalize in the first round. And we were able to eliminate this other compression wrap that's shown here with the Velcro, as when you would use the Velcro with it, it would start pulling apart, meaning that it wouldn't be as pleasing to look at or functionable.
Looking into our second round of prototyping, we tried to implement a sewing machine. Unfortunately, this didn't really work because the fabric of the stocking and the porous material of our wrap didn't really connect well. So we had to improvise by using staples, but this wasn't very aesthetically pleasing, as you can see on the slide. So we improvised by using invisible glue that hides the binding between our pocket material and our wrap.
So judges, as a group looking into the future, we found 2 reliable paths that can get us to where we want to be. The first one is the self-producing path. This includes creating a functional prototype, which we've already done, then finding out how many prototypes we can produce in a week, followed by gaining a steady rate of producing and selling our prototypes, and then we'll eventually reach out to bigger companies such as Hyperice to see if they're interested in buying our product.
So now on to path 2, which is going to be that manufacturing path. So we're going to create a functional prototype, as Andrew said we've already done, finalize these materials, then start reaching out to different manufacturers, and then once we find some manufacturers, talk to them with price, packaging, and branding onto our Band Edge.
Thank you everyone for our time. We are Band Edge.
I'll start with an easy one. So these prototypes, how far are they away from being the actual product?
So, So those prototypes are very close. Of course, if we were going through that path of reaching out to the manufacturer, we would want to discuss with them if they want to change the way that it's combined with the glue, just to solidify what we have and make it as good as possible. But besides that, if we go down the self-producing path, they're pretty much there.
As part of the self-producing path, have you thought about getting material wholesale and not through Amazon, like the raw material?
Yeah, so through that self-producing path, we'd also be looking for similar, very high quality materials similar to that through wholesale. We didn't necessarily reach out to anyone yet, but we were discussing doing that so that our prototype cost would be lower.
There's 2 things. It's really impressive how much work you put into this and how you do these presentations are great. And over the years, this whole process has advanced that it'll apply to everybody here. This is absolutely wonderful. Let me ask you something. What keeps somebody from just stealing this idea? Can't the other manufacturers go ahead and do something like this and show what else is out there?
So as a group, we've started to discuss filing for a patent on this idea because we know that a lot of teenagers or people our age have tried to come up with their own startup ideas, and they've marketed it online, and bigger companies that are more capable of executing an idea like this have stolen the idea and ran with it. So like I just said, we've planned to file for a patent on this.
And the cooling element here, there's another one for heating, or are you going to have one piece that does both?
Oh yeah, so we actually wouldn't be supplying the heating and cooling pack. we'd be making a website where you could buy the different packs and the different wraps and the different sizes, and in there would be the dimensions of the cooling pack or wrap. And then we were also thinking about reaching out to different companies who are selling these cooling or heating packs to see if, to talk to them to see if maybe we could add their product like under it, so you could either buy like a 2-in-1, or if you maybe already have one, you don't have to buy that specific cooling or heating pack.
Judges, we have time for one last question.
So I just want to clarify though, the figures you quoted us, I think it was like 14 to 16 to make. That does not include the price of a cooling or heating pad. That's just the wrap.
Correct.
And then what do you attribute then the sales price at 45 to 54? That's a really large mark, like profit margin. I'm not
So because-
complaining about it. I'm just trying to.
So because we are a 2-in-1 product, we categorize ourselves in the luxury product range. So that's why we've concluded that $45 to $70 would be a smart pricing for it.
All right, thank you so much to Bandit. Next up, while we can't get rid of sand at the beach, we can get rid of the sand that you're worrying about. We have a portable, efficient, and comfortable mitt that easily wipes off sand from you and your belongings. Please welcome Sandless.
Hi everyone, we're Sandless. Thank you so much for coming, and we're so excited to introduce our product to you guys. Raise your hand if you've been to the beach in the past year. Has anybody been more than once? So if beaches get frequent visitors, not only from this audience, but nationally as shown on the graph, why is something as small as sand still such a problem for so many beachgoers? The beach, a place meant for rest and relaxation, comes with the ultimate hassle, sand. For families, kids, and older visitors, sand can limit the enjoyment of a vacation or a beach experience. It can stick to you, your phone, your clothes, and can even get in your food. We interviewed a range of beachgoers, from beachside restaurant owners to teenagers to busy parents with kids, and majority agreed that sand is a petulant issue for them while they're trying to enjoy their vacation. While we obviously can't get rid of the sand at the beach, we can get rid of the sand you're worried about. We're Sandless, a portable, comfortable, and efficient mitt that easily wipes off sand from you and your belongings.
I'm Sydney Hecht. I'm Daniela Martyr.
I'm Sophia Lee.
I'm Lily Cohen.
And I'm Lila Vincequera.
Once we had our overarching problem of sand at the beach, we narrowed it down into 2 customer segments. The first segment, leisure, includes all of us and all of you who go to the beach solely for entertainment and vacation purposes. This includes families, teenagers, kids, and also beach house owners who might visit the beach more frequently and experience the problem more often. The second side of it is the business side, where sand can affect people in a more professional setting. This includes restaurant owners by the beach and hotels where sand can easily track in, affecting both the customers and the workers who have to clean it up.
As you can see, based off the customer segments that Lily described, this is a billion-dollar industry. We're focusing on the service obtainable market, which is 2,000 Byram Hills households generating $40,000 in revenue.
So we looked at some main competitors, with our most direct competitor being the Ganengi Sand Wipe. They use the same microfiber material that we use. Ours has more form factor, and we honestly didn't even feel comfortable ordering off of the website, as it's not a reliable business. We focus on aesthetics as well, as their product is not aesthetically pleasing. You may be wondering, why not just buy microfiber towels? Well, microfiber towels, it's unrealistic to replace all of the towels you currently own with a bunch of new towels. It's easy to just buy our sandless wipe and get off the sand off of your body. You may be wondering, why sandless? We're efficient and easy to use, as just a couple wipes gets the sand off of your body and belongings. A normal towel rubs the sand grains into your skin, as a normal towel just doesn't have the same purpose that our mitt does. We focus on both appeal and smooth removal, looking at aesthetics and smooth removal.
After identifying our market, we focused on marketing to introduce our product to new potential consumers. Through our Instagram account, we conducted 2 main marketing campaigns, one using interviews to get feedback from potential customers, and the other using memes to connect with our customers in an interactive and fun way. We're also happy to admit that we were able to get in contact with our local frozen yogurt shop, Franny's, in talks of a potential collaboration.
After our first pitch, we were given funding, which we used to purchase materials, and Danielle is going to talk a little bit about what we did with these materials.
So with these materials, we've been working on prototyping our product in class by cutting out the inner waterproof lining and the microfiber towel, as well as the cuff, to form the sandless product we know and love.
So judges, as you can see, we were actually able to make our first prototype and bring it to the beach. It worked really well, however, there were some minor tweaks that we needed to fix. For example, the original cuff of our first prototype was made out of cloth, which was not waterproof and ultimately did not keep the sand out in the way that we had hoped. For our second prototype, we made sure to fix that, and we made it with a waterproof lining with an elastic cup. That one was able to keep sand fully out. For our last and final prototype, from judges' feedback, we decided to add a retractable keychain clip. As you can see, as our waitress Daniela, it's super easy for her to attach to her apron and wipe off sand from food, chairs, and anything to make sure our customers have an enjoyable experience. You can also see for our other customer segment, moms, it's super easy to attach to their bags, and they can wipe off their kids, and also it's super portable and fits right into their beach day.
So ending our last pitch, the top of our steps to success ended with finalizing our prototype. That was our starting point for this pitch, and we finalized our prototype and set up a website to collect pre-orders and get an idea of the demand we have. With that, we've reached out to a manufacturer, and we want to begin production with that manufacturer.
As Daniela just mentioned, we were actually able to launch our website, which has now been live for less than 2 weeks. Within this short period of time, we were able to generate over 120 pre-orders, listed at $20 per unit. Although there was no monetary commitment attached to these pre-orders, we are able to see from this that there is strong potential for customer interest. With this demand in mind, we were able to reach out to a manufacturer who gave us a ballpark estimate for material and labor costs of $1 to $2 per unit. With additional costs of shipping and tariffs, we decided to place our first batch. We plan to place our first batch of 200 units. This covers our 120 pre-orders and any additional expected demand. This would generate a revenue sold at $20 per MIT of $4,000. When subtracting our expected costs, we would land with a profit of $3,440 and a markup of over 600%. Judges, the numbers don't lie. Sandless has a strong profit potential. In the future, we look to launch our product. We want to turn this from concept to launch, and we would deliver our product, grow awareness through social media, improve and fine-tune our product using customer feedback, and explore patent protection. Judges, our vision is simple. We want to help make every beach trip sand-free with Sandless.
So judges, we actually have a live demonstration so that you can get a better idea of how to use our mitts. So as you can see, Lila's super sandy hand only takes a couple wipes to get her sand free. We'd love for you guys to try. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is all the final material, right? All 3 of these?
Yes. We would send a sample into manufacturing to get a final cost for manufacturing, but.
Okay. So this is not the final.
Yeah, the yellow one is our final design.
The gray one's our first prototype, and then the blue and the yellow are made of the same one, except the yellow one has the retractable keychain.
Sorry, just great. I wanted to just commend you on your customer segment work. I think it was really interesting, especially to focus on the professional audience. I think it was really smart.
Thank you.
I just had a quick question around your manufacturer. Where are they based? Because I noticed you put tariffs in there. Is there concern about
China.
Fluctuation in tariffs?
Yes, and I think that's something that wouldn't affect our manufacturing that significantly because it is just a percentage, and either ways, the production cost is very low, so that even if tariffs were increased, I don't think our price would increase that exponentially, as we do make a lot of profit either ways.
We're just going to do 2 more questions just so we make sure we make it out by the end time today.
I think you're right about that because your cost is so low, tariffs are imposed on the cost, not the selling price. So how'd you pick the price that you're going to sell it at? Because If you sold them at $5 each and you're selling a zillion of them, you're gonna make a lot of money still. At $20 each, you make more per unit, but I don't know how much you'll sell.
We kind of came to the consensus a while ago, maybe a couple months ago while making this, especially for parents who might, like the showers at the beach where sometimes there could be a long line, sometimes it don't work. We think it would just be easier. Parents may be willing to just buy our mitt really quickly, get their sand off their kids, get the sand off their stuff, and then leave. So we think marking it up just a little bit helps us with gaining more profit, if that makes sense.
And I'd also like to say, after our first batch, we are definitely open to making our price more competitive based off of the feedback.
And last question from the judges.
You talked about a lot of targets. What's your sweet spot, would you say, in terms of all the targets?
I think parents, honestly. I think because then that also leads to kids can easily wipe it off, so that kind of broadens it more.
All right, thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Next up, we have a customizable vinyl keyboard sticker that is used to make everyday laptop keyboards personal just to you. Please welcome Stickies.
Hi judges, thank you so much for coming here today. We are Stickies and we're so excited to share our products with you. I'm Adley.
I'm Ava Curso.
I'm Ben Wool.
And I'm Tiffany Mary Scott.
I bet everybody in this room owns a computer. But this isn't just limited to our community. In fact, 96.4% of households in the United States owns a device that has a keyboard attached to it. But with such a widespread and commonly used product, you would expect it to be a lot more interesting than the boring black and white background that easily attracts fingerprints and oil buildup due to the material that they're made out of. Fortunately, we have a solution to fix this. Stickies is a vinyl keyboard sticker that easily applies to your computer in one go using a transfer tape method. Since it is made out of vinyl, it doesn't attract fingerprints or oil buildup, and it is easily customizable, so you can bring a little more you and a little more color into your everyday life.
So when it comes to stickies, there aren't a ton of competitors, but there are some, mainly these silicone covers, which can be found commonly on Amazon for pretty cheap. They may stop food and dust from getting under the keys, but they're very bulky, and I can say this from having one of these for a long time. They're flimsy, they leave dents on your keyboard and on the screen, and they're also very limited in customization as they really only come in solid colors opposed to what stickies are, which is a more wide range of themes. So just looking here, you can see the silicone covers, which we just talked about, and just DIY cleaning methods. And when it comes to stickies, we're able to satisfy all of these things.
Moving on to our marketing tactics, because we are a customizable brand, we prioritize connecting with our customers through social media. We did 3 different marketing campaigns, one with interviews with students and faculty, asking them what their dream keyboard sticker looked like. The next one was a humorous campaign where we tried to connect with our customers through hacky sacking. And then the last one was a signage campaign where we found the most engagement, and we will continue to do this kind of marketing in the future. We also did a March Madness poll where we asked our customers what team they thought would win each game, and we would make a stickies to match that keyboard, and here you could see 2 of those schools. Next, we each created an ad focusing on one of our unique value propositions, and we went around to different students asking them what would make them want to buy stickies more, and we found that the bundle deal was what they were looking for. So we plan to create more bundles in the future. This is our account. And then in the past few weeks, we've grown 14% with our followers.
And now moving on to our pricing and logistics. So if every laptop owner living in New York State were to buy a Stickies product marked at $15, our total addressable market would equate to around $109 million. Now narrowing this number down to laptop owners living only in Westchester County, our service addressable market would equate to around $14.5 million. and we hope to capture 1% of this amount, which is about the population of residents living in Armonk, which would equate our service obtainable market to $144,000. And to make our Stickies product, all of our materials cost about $225. This includes vinyl sticker sheets, a Cricut cutter, transfer tape, and colored ink.
So recently, we've completed our first successful prototype of Stickies. So we use a Cricut cutter and the Cricut Design Space application to do this. We input a template, keyboard template, and have the Cricut cutter cut it out for us. Allie's passing it around and showing you guys it now. And once it cuts out, we apply, we've recently started applying laminated paper to give it the most protection and also have the best surface to make it the most smooth and easy and fun to type on, which is our goal. So that's one of our first prototypes, and the one we're showing you today is a little more sophisticated with the laminated paper and actual keys being typed onto the template and not just a blank theme that you see there.
And looking towards some of our future goals, we hope to obtain a trademark to protect our brand and name, which has a total cost of $550.
So as Ava mentioned, we really prioritize connecting with our customers. Because of this, we've got almost 50 suggestions from our customers of designs that they would actually buy if we made them. We've currently made 10 of these designs, and we are looking forward to making more in our future. So for the rest of this year, next year, and looking towards our future, that is one of our main goals, since we really want to make Stickies something that is widespread and available to a wide range of customers. We are also in contact with a marketing officer of the MLB, and he said that he would have a meeting with us later in our process once we have more prototypes so that we can get baseball teams' logos onto our product. As Tiffany mentioned, I think a trademark would be really helpful with getting our product name out there and really solidifying our brand. We had a meeting with a lawyer a couple months ago who told us that a patent wasn't the path for us because of the templates of the Stickies not being our own due to MacBook making them, but a trademark seems great for our product. We've also contacted the Cottage School, which is a school for troubled teens, and we hope to bring more brightness and fun into their classroom through our product. We sent them an email, and we're awaiting a response. Another goal of ours is to make our template more widespread for different desktops, iPads, and other sizes of Macs so that everybody can enjoy Stickies. Thank you so much for coming today.
Again, for time purposes, we're going to do one question per judge.
When you first described it, I thought it was going to be like a silicone kind of connected cover that had the design, but instead it's more cut.
This is because when using the silicone, it's very bulky to type on, and it tends to leave marks on the computer due to its material. Also, when typing on it, it doesn't really feel like the clicking of keys that you feel for a normal keyboard, so we separated the stickers to resolve this problem.
Just hitting onto his, so each key has its own. Okay. And I'm sorry because you were paying attention to some of the presentations there. I'm not sure I heard. What would the selling price be for this?
It would be $10 to $15.
Thank you.
And currently you have, all computers are different sizes, so you have a template for each size laptop, or you just have a template for?
So yeah, right now we only have this MacBook template, but it's super easy to create templates for all sorts of keyboards. You can find templates for keyboards online, and you can adjust the size. We use rulers to measure the dimension of a keyboard. So it takes, it's not very hard at all to get more templates. But right now that's the only one we're working with currently.
Sorry, but just quick follow. The quote the price that you quoted us, I think was like $350 for total cost. That's for this one template?
For the materials, we buy them in bulk, so we get around 25 sticker sheets a package, and that creates the Stickies, and the laminate comes in, I think, 50 sheets per package, so we can make a lot from just a $15 package.
All right, thank you, judges, and thank you, Stickies. All right, thank you. Next up, we have an app that makes the movie and TV show watching experience more social and enjoyable. You can connect with friends through the love of movies and shows by sharing ratings and opinions. Please join me in welcoming Film Room.
Hello, judges. Thank you so much for your time today. My name is Ben.
I'm Lucas.
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Josh.
Hey, Jordan, you watched the Michael Jackson movie the other day?
Yeah, I actually watched it a few days ago and been trying to talk about the movie with other people and just my friends.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I watched it, really loved it, but I haven't had the opportunity to connect with anyone about it.
Well, now you can connect on Film Room, an app designed to make the movie and TV show watching experience a more social and enjoyable one. Now, there's over 7,000 languages spoken in the world today. However, one unaccounted for is the language of cinema. There's something unique about the topic of movies and TV shows. If you can talk about movies and shows, you can talk to pretty much anyone. And that is what we're trying to encapsulate within our app.
So the problem we're addressing with Film Room is becoming increasingly difficult for people to find accurate TV show and movie recommendations. So our app, Film Room, allows you to connect with friends, family, and sometimes even strangers in order to figure out what movie or TV show you should watch next. Furthermore, it allows you to connect with people with similar genre interests, such as action or comedy. And lastly, it keeps track of everything you've ever watched. So when someone asks you, what's your favorite movie or TV show, you always know how to answer.
Moving on to our age demographics / customer segments. First, we have high school students, and as a high school student myself, I know one of my favorite things to do is watch movies or shows and then talk about them with friends after. Next is going to be college students. Here, we want to target dorm floors, fraternities, sororities, and groups that are like close together and are good friends with each other, and we want to make that bond stronger. Lastly, we have adults. Now this is split up into two further segments. The first one being people who are in a new place, want to meet new people, new friends, and they want to connect through movies, among other things. And then our next one is adults that have lost contact with people. Maybe they're in a different state now, and they want to keep the bond, but need to do it through social media and movies. Next is our competitors. First, on top is Letterboxd, which is an app. In the middle is IMDb, which is a website database, and on the bottom, us, Film Room. Through our research, we identified 4 major things that we wanted to encapsulate within our app, that being the social features, groups, a modern UI, and being available and built for all ages. We also discovered that our app, Film Room, is the only one to check all 4 boxes.
So our app has many unique values. Our first one is that users can discover movies through friends, family, and just any users on the app. Our second one is personalized recommendations based on friends' reviews and preferences, where they can leave this on any TV show or movie they would like. And our last one, which we think will attract most of our customers, is our groups feature. And this feature allows users to share reviews, ratings, and be immersed within specific movie groups, such as comedy groups, action groups, science fiction groups, and many others.
This is an example of one of our advertisements posted on our Instagram account. Currently, we're active on both Instagram and X, but we're always looking to expand to other social media platforms as well. Now, to actually code the app, we used a variety of websites to find out how we're going to make the base or design of our app. We ended up using Figma, which is an AI-powered website that helped create the design of our app. Then we transferred the code from Figma onto Terminal, which is an app compatible with the App Store, which allows us to get onto the App Store, which I'll get to in just a second. However, currently, we have a fully functioning website that is live for anyone to use as long as you have the link, which we'll be sharing with you just now. If you would like, I'm also going to be going over it over here. Let me sign you up real quick. There you go. If you'd like to follow along up here, we have an example of how this is going to work. When you first open the Film Room app, you're greeted with a survey or a quiz to figure out who you are as a movie watcher. That allows the AI to identify what kind of movie watcher you are. Do you like action movies? Do you like adventure movies? What actors do you watch? How frequently do you watch movies? This will basically give us more accurate and identified recommendations, so it's the best fitting for everyone. Now, using an API key, we're able to access every single movie and TV show you could possibly think of, so no fan base is unaccounted for. Here's an example of a few movies and a few shows that we have on the app. Next is our groups feature, which Jordan mentioned earlier, one of our unique values, which makes it way easier to connect with your friends and families and new people. All you have to do is give the group a name, little description, and make it public or private. Those public groups are going to be for fan bases or looking for people to connect with, while the private groups are for more families or friend groups looking to strengthen their bond through their love of movies and shows. Now, after you watch any movie or TV show, all you got to do is click that blue plus button right there, and it'll leave you an option to leave a movie or TV show recommendation or review. Once you click it, all you got to do is leave your movie title. For example, we have Interstellar up there. Give it a star rating, 10 out of 10, and leave a little review. This review could be as brief as great movie, or it could go on and on about how great it was or how not good it was and if you'd recommend it or not. Lastly, all you have to do is make sure it's either public or private, depending on if you're trying to connect to new people or with your same old friends. Once it's posted, it's directly sent to all your friends' feeds and families, so you can just see what if it's a good movie or not. So for example, if I see a 10 out of 10 movie ranked by myself or one of my friends, I'd be like, yeah, it's a pretty good movie, let me go check it out. I know that guy's got good movie taste. Right? You can leave a like, you can share the reviews, or you can leave a comment as well if you agree or disagree with the review. Lastly is the Profile tab, and this makes it easier for you to keep track of and catalog all the movies and shows you've watched. So for example, you can rate by your top-rated movies, bottom-rated movies, or A through Z, so you always know what your favorite movie, what you would recommend, or what you wouldn't recommend.
Moving to the financial aspect, our subscription information. Initially, we were to try to get as many users on our app as possible. Then we were to implement a premium subscription, which is going to be $1.99 per month, which equates to around $25 a year. Also, we're going to be having a yearly bundle, which is going to be $20 a year. And also, for our first 100 subscribers to our premium subscription, they're going to be getting a 25% discount. And you may be wondering, what does our premium subscription actually do? Well, users will be able to remove any ads, have a verified check mark, have early access to some new features, and have unlimited groups. And also, ads are a way that we can get some revenue. So with the premium subscription, users will be able to remove those ads.
Yeah, now moving on to our infographics for our total addressable market, we've calculated to be $37.5 billion. That's because across the globe, there's over 1.5 billion people using streaming platforms like Netflix, Disney+, and Amazon Prime. Move on for our service addressable market, we've calculated to be $6.25 billion. We know that not all 1.5 billion people want a more social and enjoyable viewing experience, so not everybody will be included. And furthermore, our service addressable market is around 0.4% of our service addressable market, bringing us to 1 million active users, giving us a revenue stream of $25 million.
So lastly is how we're going to actually get on the App Store. So to get on the App Store, there's an application you have to fill out, and we are currently in the midst of doing that. All you have to do is sign up for an Apple developer account, which we have, and send in the application. Currently, our application is underway, and we're sending it in just a few days. Thank you so much for your time, judges, and we can't wait to see you on film and connect you to your loves and dreams.
Yeah. So I have a specific question about the difference with Film Room and Letterboxd. I saw groups, and there was some other element, but could you guys go into detail?
Yeah, sure. So Letterboxd is more of a movie catalog. You can connect with other people, but the groups feature is going to make that way easier, so you can really connect and strengthen your bond between friends and family. However, one other unique thing that we have is we have TV shows. Letterboxd only has access to movies, so that's how we're going to differentiate ourselves. As when looking at things to include in our app, we noticed that Letterboxd's reviews had people saying, "I would love movies. This is something that's a must. You got to add this." And we were like, "No, we're going to put that into our own hands, and we're going to add that into our app."
So I have a quick question. I think the subscription model is really smart because it guarantees revenue. The question I had was, have you researched like what rights you might need to feature the films on the website?
Yeah, so we have an API key, which gives us access to all the movies and TV shows, and we have reached out to someone who's familiar with the copyright and trademark business, and we're kind of in talks with them right now about how we can get it. And it seems that using it, we're going to be able to get it fully functioning and working with all the accurate movies and TV shows.
One last question, judges?
How much do you share information among your classmates, your friends currently about movies? Is this something that's really big? I've loved movies all my life. He's a movie maker. I guess you like movies too.
Yeah, so basically, we only talk to each other about movies or we're in theater or something that's going on. Like Stranger Things just came out, most of us watch it, so it's a big topic of discussion. However, not everybody watches the same movie or TV shows, so it's not only tailored to connecting with your friends, but it's also looking for recommendations. However, you can also talk with your friends about any movie you want or any TV show.
Yeah, absolutely. A bunch of hot new releases, so there's a lot of stuff to talk about right now. We also kind of want to bring back that water cooler vibe, where after you finish a movie or TV show, you talk with your friends about it. We haven't really had that experience growing up with social media and these phones. It's really harder to connect, but now we're trying to bring that back for the current age.
All right, thank you, Film Room.
So much.
Last up, we have an app that prevents users from pressing the snooze button by engaging in various activities before they can shut off their alarm. We ensure that they are ready for the day, and the goal is to make waking up the easiest part of your day. Please join me in welcoming RiseWise.
I got a mad early wake up tomorrow. Like, I'm so tired. I'm gonna go to sleep now and wake up. I think 6:30 should be good. What time is it? 6:30? Hell no. I'm 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes.
1 hour later.
Honey, wake up. Wait up. You're late for school. Let's go. Let's go.
And this is a problem that many teens face across the U.S., and that's why we created RiseWise.
I'm Andre.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Leo. And our mission is that waking up should be the easiest part of your day.
So what's the problems that many people face? Waking up late, oversleeping, relying too much on the snooze button on your phone, and just regular alarms not being as effective as you'd want them to.
So our solution was to create an app that requires the user to solve a challenge in order to shut off the alarm, which will help improve cognitive ability. This is a quick demo.
Okay, so here's how to set an alarm on the RiseWise app. First, you'll go to your alarm section here at the bottom, and you'll click the plus sign in the top right corner, and you'll be prompted with a 5-second ad that you have to wait 5 seconds until you can click X, or you can upgrade to the version that has no ads. So after you click X, then you can go here. Let's set it for 9 a.m. You can label it whatever you want. I'll just label it wake up. You can repeat it for as many days as you want. For right now, I'll just do Monday. And you can pick your puzzle out of these two, and then your sound from these two. And yeah, that's how you create an alarm. Thank you. Okay, so now here's an example when the alarm goes off. This is what the screen will look like. And now here we can complete the pattern. So that's how you would turn off your alarm when the alarm sounds. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.
Okay, so these are our additional features. These are all our sounds that we have and our different challenges. We have like a trivia quiz, type to wake, a jigsaw puzzle, and then we also have, these are our in-game coins. So basically when you solve an alarm, finish the challenge, you get in-game coins that you are allowed to, that you could use to buy different challenges and sounds that are available.
Okay, so now we have our customer persona. It's a male teenage student who plays a lot of sports, so he gets home very late, and he requires a lot of sleep to recover. And he clicks the snooze button a lot, so he transitioned to using RiseWise. And now we have 3 direct competitors. The first one's Alarmy, loud alarms with missions to help people wake up in the morning, but it's very pricey, unlike our app, which we'll mention later. The regular Apple alarm app, you can get it for free in the App Store, but it's just vibration, doesn't motivate you to get up in the morning. And then the last one is the smart alarm clock waking up. It's just math challenges, unlike our app that combines Tetris, solving a puzzle, or a trivia quiz to get up.
So why RiseWise? First would be our affordable pricing, which we'll get more into later. You're getting a less frustrating experience. We're specifically designed for students and athletes like yourselves. We're way more effective than built-in alarms like Apple, whose snooze button takes up half the screen. And you're getting so much value for your subscription, and we have a modern app-based solution that fits your routine. Because I know the first thing you do when you wake up is grab your phone. So why not start your day with RiseWise? Here at RiseWise, we'd have 3 main cogs. First would be our software and development and maintenance, which would be our main coding app, Figma. It's to keep our app moving smoothly and just overall updated. Second would be our App Store fees. They take around 15 to 30% of in-app purchases and cost around $100 just to get it up there. And finally would be our payment processing fees, because every single website and app that you know that processes transactions uses a payment processor like Stripe, or Apple or Google billing, and they take around 2 to 4% of in-app purchases.
Okay, for our TAM, SAM, and SON, for our total addressable market, we found 24 million teens have to wake up early in the morning. For our SAM, we found 15 million of those students are struggling to wake up. And for our SOM, we aim to get around 2% of that, so they'll come out to about 300,000 users and students using our app. This is our estimated revenue for our
$199 monthly plan, our basic plan, but we do also have ads and different subscription values.
This is our go-to-market strategy. Right now, we're in phase 1, which is our organic growth. We're focusing on growing our Instagram and just with the consistent content and engagement. And we also use an expo that our school hosted to gain feedback and polls on our product. Our second phase would be our paid growth, where we'd use fundings for ads to drive awareness and app downloads.
So for our advertisements and subscription values, for our ads, we're going to be using a CPM model. For example, we'll be paid $5 for every 500 views of a company's ad. And then for our different subscription values, you have RiseWise Basic at $199 monthly. With that, you'll be getting your standard puzzles and ads. For RiseWise Upgraded, which is $299 monthly, you'll be getting no ads, but still your standard puzzles and challenges. And finally, RiseWise Pro, you'll be getting no ads and upgraded challenges for $499 monthly. And also with this comes a Google Classroom integration for more personal, customizable challenges.
So here's our study-based evidence. We did a survey at our school with 22 total students, and 82% of students said that RiseWise helped them wake up easier, and 73% of students reported improved cognitive ability. And a study published in PLOS 1 stated that the longer you keep someone awake before they press the snooze button and go back to sleep, the more improved cognitive ability they'll have throughout the day. So RiseWise turns waking up into an overall engaging and fun process. It improves your productivity and makes your daily routines that much easier. It makes oversleeping nearly impossible. So,
Join us in changing the way people wake up.
Thank you, RiseWise. Again, we're going to try to get everyone out in time for the buses, so we'll do one question per judge.
Really quickly, I loved your tagline. I thought it was really smart. I just had a question about the Google integration. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so basically the app connects with your Google Classroom. So say you have an algebra test in the morning. If you set the math challenge, you begin algebra questions to wake up to.
All of you have, or do you know people who have trouble waking up in the morning where this really made a huge difference?
I know me personally, I do.
I know everyone in my family, they struggle with oversleeping. You know, my brother, he has a tendency to press the snooze button all the time. So he was one of the people who I said, try this app. He used it, and he said to me that it was really helpful.
And then for me, my mom, who's here right now, she's still waking up in the morning, to be honest.
What was the programming tool that you used?
It's Figma, like that.
It's the same app that the people before us used. It's just an AI software that just helps you code the app.
All right, thank you, judges. Thank you, RiseWise. Our judges are now going to deliberate, but before they do, if we can give a round of applause for each of our judges. Judges, please stand as I call your name. We have Susan Novak, Jose Byram, and Matthew Spain. All right, judges, Dr. Layden is going to take you to your deliberation chamber. In the meantime, I know our audience has their paper ballots to fill out.
So you folks all feel like you have pressure taking tests. We have much more pressure. These are great presentations. Tons of hard work went into it. We really appreciate everything. And we had to decide it quickly, but we were using a spreadsheet. We really gave it serious consideration on different ideas, different ways of evaluating them. You're all winners. We had to pick one. You can't even pick 4 or 2, but where we came up with was Sandless as a
Congratulations to Sandless. That was the bell for anybody that needs to make the buses. Thank you to all the parents that came out. We very much appreciate all of your support. Thank you to all of our teams.
To to continue with what you're doing on all this. This is just the start. You got a lot of potential. It takes a lot of nerve to do all this and invest in it.
All right, have a great afternoon, everyone.